key. There we go. Seems good. Hello, good evening. Welcome, welcome to any of those who are here and alive after that crazy 4-day run of the summit. Oh man. Hey One. Hey Afori. Hey Graham. And thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, if you guys haven't checked out the summit, if you weren't able to the last 4 days, there were a bunch of really cool presentations and some new features of ZBrush that were also revealed by Joseph and Paul. I recommend going onto the Pixologic YouTube channel and checking out the whole summit. Lots of content there, and also I think that they will be putting in a whole playlist of just the tips, like the top tips, which are 15-minute or less videos from a bunch of different artists, just showing you like really quick, like, oh hey, did you know this about my favorite tool? It's very, very good. Very good. Hey Austin, yes, I will have a good stream because ZBrush. Why wouldn't I? Alright, so hey Concept, what's up? Yes, Alex, it is I, Ashley. Thank you so much, Afori. Yeah. Hey Arthur. Hey Max. Hey Pedro. Alright, okay, so if anybody here doesn't know who I am Ashley, and I do character and creatures like concept sculpting, and I'm also a character artist. Lately I've been doing more on the side of just concept sculpting, and that ranges from animation to toys, things like that, professionally. But on this channel, all we do is sketch stuff. We aren't looking to take this to the final form or anything like that. We're looking to just have fun and explore shapes and different ways of exploring design language, things of that nature. And I'm just here to answer questions and chill and have a good time with you guys. If you have a project of your own, just to work on that for the duration of the stream, it's usually nice to have something in the background, I find, as you're working. And the community is super nice and very helpful as well, so thank you. Enzo, I don't agree. I think that the judges did a really great job at kind of placing everything, for sure. Sedan did an amazing job on the sculpt off. He was really, he did a really good job. I really love that cat. As soon as I saw his cat, I was just like, oh damn, like damn, you got this in the bag, man. Oh yeah, no, I'm more than thrilled. I didn't even expect that, so I'm gonna have Cintiqs for monitors at this point. I'm actually really excited about the 16-inch though. That'll be kind of cool, because then I can just like hold it in my lap and sit as stupid as I want to while I'm drawing, right? Whereas this thing, you can't sit this in my lap, right? All right, so we're gonna get started here. If you guys have any like questions, feel free to ask. All that. Polish cow? What? You're referring to yourself? I also have now 2 versions of Keyshot. Yeah, we'll see. I might give the other one to Eric because he doesn't have a Keyshot license. But we'll see if I need the. I'm actually thinking, and if he doesn't need it, then I'll do a giveaway. We'll see. How do you get to be so good at ZBrush? Do a lot of it. All right. So I know that sounds like kind of like annoying and maybe like you hear it from everyone, but legit, just do a lot of it. So I'm just, you know, going to pull out like a bunch of shapes and just kind of see where that goes, as I usually do on these streams, and then We're gonna work from it like that. Are we doing something? So completely uninspired today. Oh, we should have dynamic off. There we go. Potentially, we'll see if I can't use, like, if the other license is redundant for me, then and Eric doesn't need it, then I'll let you guys know if that's the case, though. No word on that yet. Actually, we could probably yeah, I want to like do something a lot more abstract than this whole generic like neck head thing. Would I even be allowed to transfer it? I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, we will see. We will see. I will let you guys know. If I can, I'll tweet it out. I'll post it in Discord, all that kind of stuff. But don't hold your breath, okay? It's unlikely, but we'll see. Should I buy a hamburger or a salad? I had both today. I had both, so why not both? You can cancel the hamburger out by eating this. Am I using dynamic subdiv right now? No, I am just I'm just using Dynamesh. Hey Fritter, I honestly have no idea. We're just playing with shapes, and I might actually try a couple of different things here. I don't think I'm digging this particularly. There we go. I might just try like a right angle thing. Like, right? And then in here we can have the shape. Split off the neck. A chunk here. Also, I think it might be cool to have like a thinner. Again, we're gonna do something not necessarily something you would see on Earth. We always go a little bit abstract with what we're doing. Make us fight for it. Dude, I don't even know if I can give it away, okay? We'll see, we'll see, we'll see. We'll see. Because I have, so the thing is, right, like, I'll look into it because I don't actually know if there's much of a difference. I think the only difference is, like, I wouldn't have to import from like, I wouldn't have to import my meshes to ZBrush in order to then send it to Keyshot. Because then there's, like, a bridge. But I want to see if there's like a difference between like the standalone and things like that. I 100% knew there would be people being like, would you already have these things? I didn't know what the prizes were before I entered the Sculpt off. I had no idea. I had no idea. The new version yet? You mean Keyshot 10? Oh, I'm not sure. Not 100% sure about that. Oh, do you mean the one that they were talking about, Wipeout? Yeah, no, I'm still using 21.1.2. They haven't released the 1.5 yet. Oh, interesting. Okay, yeah, I'll look into it more. I'm sure that it's going to be useful. But like I said, if it is redundant, I will let you guys know. If it isn't, I will be using it. I'm gonna do kind of like, I think like having his body more circular would be actually kind of neat. Like a curved body, and then this entire thing is just really like straight. Very straight. Sharp. I really enjoy contrast between shapes, if you can't tell. Yeah, the thick skin. Oh, I don't think the so Nightbot is sharing the Summit special price, like the sale. I don't think the sale is still going on. Oh, I gotta turn the heat down. Oh my god, for some reason it's like 20 degrees in November in Montreal right now. It's kind of concerning. It's been like that for a week. It's November. Hello? Is Keyshot worth it? You're still using Blender for rendering and it works well enough. Honestly, like, if you're not... So the reason why I use Keyshot is for quick presentation purposes. Like, it's literally like I can take this and I can just shove it over to Keyshot, like, with one click of a button. But if you are learning, like, the basics of lighting and things like that, like... you don't need to jump into something like Keyshot. You can use what you've already got going on. I like the idea of like a really like flat arm. I don't know why. Yeah, and we're gonna do the angles, I think. Sharp angles. Grab Accu-Curve. So Accu-Curve is in something I use with Snakehook a lot. Actually, look at this, Shift M. Now I can show you guys zoomed up. Accu-Curve. I didn't know about that. And then last night I was watching the summit and Paul Gabriel was like, "You Shift M" to the presenter, and my my life was changed. Accu-Curve you can get in the brush palette right down here, and then you click on, let's see if I can do this. You click on curve, and then there's Accu-Curve right here in the brush palette. So brush, woo, curve, and Accu-Curve. Oh, wait. There we go. Curve, Accu-Curve. Boom. Yeah, top tips. Do something steampunky for us today. Dude, I'm gonna be honest with you. I hate steampunk. Like, it's honestly my bane. I didn't know, like, what I was doing. So, no, I don't want to. How much time did you give yourself to render for Sculpt Off? We finished, I think, 10-ish minutes? We still had like 10 minutes left, so I did it in 2 hours and 50 minutes. And because I didn't want the anxiety of a last minute like submission. Stupid. Oops. But the actual rendering part of it, I think, was... What do you guys think it was? Like 15 minutes? Not even 10 minutes? Something like that. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't know. I didn't like prepare for it. Like the night of, I did a little sketch of what I thought I was gonna do, and then that's, yeah. No, I think like Sedan's was amazing. So good. Okay, what am I even doing with this? I gotta figure this out. I'm thinking we can do, so inserts, we could probably go like this, this. Sorry guys. Oh, actually, like sculpt. So straights right here, right? And then the curves on the inside, kind of like that. Giving a little bit right here, you can see the silhouette in the corner, gives a little bit of a peek through, so it's not like one solid shape like this. Then we get a little bit of interest here. And then these arms specifically, like I really want to play with like these being chunkier and thin. This can come up. So all smooth. Wait, I thought why don't you Dynamesh as I move it? So I actually, yeah, so the way that I sketch in ZBrush a lot of the time, I like these low polyfaceted like artifacts that happen, because when I do Dynamesh it after getting my main shapes, then I end up having like a lot of really interesting details to sculpt on top of afterwards. So you can kind of think of it as if you were drawing with pencil, you know how you make sketch lines? It's kind of like that, like what I'm doing, and then on top of that you would use your pen to clean it up, etc. Or if you're drawing in Photoshop, you know, you do an underlayer and underpaint. So that's kind of the same thing that I'm doing here, is I'm letting it be messy because you can always Dynamesh it and then clean it up later. Yeah, dude. Yeah, Sedan's work is crazy. It's freaky. He loves his horror, dude. His body horror, specifically. His body horror is crazy. You can actually, if you guys don't know, you can see the winners of the Sculpt Off, like all of their stream links and you can check out like their pieces. Sorry, I realized that was so high up. It's over on ZBrush Central. A space mouse? No, honestly, I don't know if that would really work for me. I really don't know if that would be ideal for me because like, there's a lot of buttons there, but it would be like completely reprogramming my brain to use the space mouse for those extra buttons. It's kind of the same thing as like the Cintiq. It's got like a bunch of buttons here, and I could literally just sit here and do this, right? But I'm so used to using the keyboard that I just don't know about using the space mouse as well. You know what I mean? I didn't enter any of the giveaways because I was like, oh god, don't let me like accidentally win like another thing that I don't need and somebody else could use. Oh yeah, anything that that was like that one year. I won Shane Olsen's course. I won Shane Olsen's course, I think, last year, and I was like, all right, well, I guess I'll raffle it on Twitter or something. It was just like a quick like giveaway. Yeah, Vec. All right, well. I mean, the next version of ZBrush that they're coming out with, like the next update, I think they said the Space Mouse is going to be supported, though, for anybody who is interested or has won a Space Mouse from the summit. Really, I think I'm just going to do. I want playing with shapes right now, sorry. Like overall silhouette, I think stick out more. Go back this one. Have all of them. Okay. So I really like making like bug-like aliens. If you haven't, if you're new to like the stuff that I do, it's a lot of the time I like bug-like aliens. The carapace stuff is just so much fun to do. How much is this Space Mouse? I'm actually curious. The Surface Brush looked cool. Yeah, they don't know when the next version's gonna drop. They said that like as soon as they possibly can, but they're still working out things, right? Thanks, Rob Williams! You used to work with Shane years ago. Does he still stream it? Yeah, he does, 3D Mentor. Go check him out, dude. Yeah, go say hi. He would, if you used to work with him, I'm sure he'd love to hear from you. Is it another spider? I'm just on a spider kick. I don't know, man. Something from Dead Space? You want like Dead Space like stuff? Go look at Sedan's stuff. Yeah, today this is gonna be like a super chill stream in comparison to like the stuff that I was doing for the sculpt off. Oh my god. I legitimately thought I was gonna have a heart. Yeah. What's just going on? Hey Sagos, what you make it? I don't know. I don't know. A little bit buggy, I guess. I want more of those sharps though, so I'm gonna probably try and get a little bit more of those sharps going. Alright, so I wanted super straight, but now I'm thinking, you know, you're gonna change things as you work. But that right there, I think is gonna make a big difference. Maybe it's just because it's like my own personal aesthetic is to just like chunk in curves constantly. Like I'm like a curve freak. But just go for it, right? Whatever. See where it goes. And same with this one, we'll see. Let me like try and grab here. Again, I don't know what this is yet. I'm just playing with some really like interesting shapes. That's all I'm trying to do, is try and get this to look interesting, which I think we're doing. Do we want that? Do we want this? Ah. We'll do that. And I'll grab here. Like what I said before too, with all of these sort of artifacting, low poly shapes, this is sort of how I like to block things out. Because one, it smooths down super easy, as you can see, and you're focused on just the main shape. You're not focused on anything else. You're just focused on, oh hey, this looks like a triangle, or this looks like whatever. There's no lumpy lumps. We don't like the lumpy lumps. We don't like lumpy lumps. We like strong, solid shapes. That's what we like here. Lumpies are never fun. Unless you're legitimately like trying to like add in lumpies to like a swamp creature or something, but like that's intentional. Did I join ZBrush Summit every year? Online, I would watch the ZBrush Summit online, yeah, but I've never been to LA. So this year worked out. That bear, oh my gosh, Bane. Yeah, how am I blending those so smoothly? What do you mean, these right down here? Is it possible to load an alpha from Lightbox? You have trouble, but it's not working for you? So Lightbox, we go to alphas right here. Okay, so this is what happens when you load an alpha from the Lightbox, right? You double click it, and then you'll see the alpha right here. So it turns kind of blank. What you have to do is click on it, and you'll see over here in the quick picks, it'll be over here, and now you have the leathery skin. So anything that you have in the alpha, make sure that it's like a PSD or a compatible format for an alpha, right? Like a PNG. And then you should be able to use it. It'll automatically throw itself over to the alpha. You just have to go over and click and then find it. So it's just loading it into the alpha tab. It's not actually putting it on your brush right away, right? Bending, not blending. Oh, my bad. I can't read. Sorry. How am I bending those so easy? With a massive, massive snake hook brush, right? Massive snake hook. Really big. You see how big my cursor is a lot of the time? It's like this giant circle on the screen because I like to have a lot of gesture in what I'm doing. And the best way to get gesture and less lumpies, because we don't like lumpies, is the big brush. So you use a big snake hook brush and then gently, you know, just pull down on areas. Make sure it's lower poly and you should be good. Right? And of course, too, another thing is just like masking off your areas that you don't want affected so that you can get proper forms to read through. And I'm very, very specific about my curves. Very, very specific. Oh, no, I'm not doing a Shane Olsen giveaway. I said last year I did one because I won one of Shane's courses through last year's ZBrush Summit, not this year. If I had another one, I would, but I don't. Thank you, Noah. Thank you. Thank you, Cannabis. My shoulder? No, I'm still getting over the tendinitis. So, okay, that's another thing too I didn't mention is while I was doing the sculpt off, I was literally like, I had to get Eric to come and bring me an Advil because I was dealing previously with a case of tendinitis. I was still getting over it from my shoulder. If I told you how I got it, it's the most pathetic thing ever. And so I was sculpting in pain. Like, I was like, ah! Watch the VOD. I keep doing this. Like, it's so bad, man. Oh. It was a struggle bus. All right. I do want this to be like a bug. So I'm gonna pull this guy out. But I also want to maintain that sort of like flatness to everything. I like that idea of like everything being flat, but I want to like, so there is like a sort of like curve thing going here. I want this to hit like a little bit outside, right? So when you're looking at this curve and it comes around, you want this same sort of line happening here to come out and intersect that. Our eyes like to follow shapes like water does, you know? If I were to demonstrate what I'm talking about here, just for funsies, hold on. Here. So when we're talking about like curves and having and dealing with curves in shapes like this, so this one is coming out at an angle. Okay, that was really bad. Hello. Hi, I'd like to show you things. Can't even draw a circle. So oh god. All right. So this one down here, I'll grab like a blue pen so you can see how that one curve is coming at this angle. The idea is this bottom part, you know, comes through and it intersects somehow, right? It intersects so that your eye can kind of like come up and continue that circle. It doesn't have to be a perfect circle, but like the circles kind of have to feel like they meet up somehow, even in the invisible space, right? The negative space. In the invisible space, a lot happens in your brain that you don't consciously pick up. And this is what I'm talking about, the invisible space, right? The stuff that you don't see happening, but actually really is helping power your design. So this one is coming down, that one is coming out, but as long as they intersect, so it would be like intersecting here, right? Because your eye would be slingshotted up, then it's meeting here to continue back down. So if this one's coming out as well, it's getting intersected and coming down as well. So we want some of that. Speed dating for circles. Yes. Yeah, so it'll take a little bit of finagling, and this one even we might want to play around with this one coming out more and up just to help it out a little bit. We don't want tangents, we want things to come at like a taper. So tangents are anything that are like, anything that's happening like super parallel to each other. Like it hasn't exactly the same, like if I were to take this and just duplicate it down exactly, right? If I did this, that's like, it's too parallel, and depending on what you're doing, you could actually use that as a design choice, right? Like if you just kind of kept repeating, you could actually use that, but there is still a taper here to help it. It starts looking very, very mechanical and you know, just non-organic if you start doing things that are like one, very like straight lines to each other. So curves are fun. It's not, you know, you don't have to be super extreme with it, but having, you know, using curves to your advantage can make things really elegant and beautiful. And I have not mastered it, but I would like to. All right, let's see. Let's sign up for Shane's course and pretend to be noobs. Oh, no, I wouldn't want to do that. No, that would just be mean. That would just be mean to like all of the other students that are participating and actually trying to learn, and then you're just like actual like professionals getting in there and being like, ah, look at my big D. Like, nah, I would never want to do that. Though honestly, I bet you there would be some students in Shane's course, just because he's so good at teaching stylized stuff. I bet you there would be like students in his course that could just like model like stylized stuff in circles around me. I wouldn't even be surprised. Sedan won the Sculpt off. But thank you very much, Chris. Thank you. What's the mech brush you use to cut with? Macut Mech A. So that's on my 7 key, Macut Mech A. You can actually get the whole like Macut brush series on, if you just Google it, you'll find it. Draw through, he applies to 3D more as complex shapes and needs to read through. Yes, exactly. Yeah, exactly, Kyle. Kyle, Ashley, yo, we are Legion. How am I hitting those sharp tips? I'm trying to do claws, and the best you can do, the unfinished one you just laid down. How am I getting those sharp tips? Sorry, I can't read, I suck. Accu-Curve, right. So I talked about this a little bit earlier in the stream. Accu-Curve is something that you can use on your move brush or your snake hook brush or anything like that. You can put it on any brush you want, but I recommend putting it on anything that is pulling, but experiment, right? You might get a really cool effect. I always say, you know, just because a brush says it does one thing, if you start putting other modifiers on it and just play around with it, muck around with it when you have time, you might find that there's some really cool stuff. Like, you know, the snake hook brush, for example, I put alphas on that and I get some really cool effects by putting alphas onto move brushes. You know, putting the snake hook brush really benefits from the Accu-Curve curve function in the brush palette. So it's right here. Here, hold on. Shift M. Accu-Curve. Right here. So definitely check that out. Yeah, I love this Shift M thing. All right. No, dude, McBobbles, 100%. You're gonna learn so much from Shane. He's amazing. He's a really good teacher. Last year, the ZBrush Sculpt Off was only in person, but I watched online and I voted for my faves. What's on the menu? Bugs. Yeah, exactly. Problems. The Shift M. Love it. Wiki. Let's, do I have, let me just check if I have my, picture. Hey Casual, what's up? What do I think of the new ZBrush? Oh, the new features that they're implementing. I think it's gonna be really fun to play around with the thick skin stuff. But like, okay, can we talk about the fact that they're implementing the slicing finally for ZModeler? I'm gonna use ZModeler a lot more, I'm sure, for my professional based stuff. Just because like now I can slice things. That makes a big difference. And if you want to see any of the things that I'm talking about to the summit, all of it's recorded on the Pixologic YouTube channel. So definitely check it out. It's really amazing that they put that together and they still did it despite everything. They did a really good job of it too, Pixologic crew. If any of you end up watching this, good job. Thank you for hosting it. It was amazing. Got me all hyped. What you drawing? I don't know, bud. I don't know. This. Trying to figure out like what I want to do up in this like head zone. Looks like a big nose. Dun, 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 dun. No reference, no, we're just having fun. That's all this is. Honestly, like, okay, so if you want to get better as an artist, right, you gotta use reference to learn. If you're not referencing, you're not learning. But doing things like this is not bad because you're practicing things you've already learned and you're exercising your imagination. So if you look at it that way, you need to have a balance, I think, because doing things like this where you just go from your head, it lets you be an artist. You know, you can do whatever you want. The world's your oyster. When you're referencing something, you're giving yourself restrictions, but you're also learning from that reference and strengthening your knowledge of the subject matter that you're sculpting. So it is important to have a balance of the both of them, because if you're just referencing and that's all, you know, you're just doing things like real life, depending on who you are, if you're more of a technical person, right, maybe that is exactly what you want to do, which is totally cool. But if you are a little bit more artsy fartsy and you want to do something more in the creative realm, letting your imagination go like this and just removing the boundaries a little bit and playing with shapes and just seeing what you can get from it and just trying really hard to see what is in this sort of like abstraction that you're creating can actually exercise your imagination muscle, essentially. Right? It basically what it's doing is it's teaching you to strengthen those connections in your brain that you've already learned from looking at material and studying that, right? So there's one thing to study that material, it's another thing to learn how to properly make those strong connections and put them together in your head to make something unique and imaginative. What would you do if all your sculpts came to life? I would run away because I would think that I was on acid or something. How do you come up with an idea for ZBrush Summit? Panic. At the very last minute. I came up with the ZBrush Sculpt Off idea the night of. Eric gave me an idea. He was just like, you like bugs, do a bug. I was like, okay, bug is a good idea. Bug, okay. And I was like, spider. And I just kind of drew, I'll show you the crappy drawing that I did right before the, here, I prepared the night of the Sculpt Off, I prepared a pure ref. Let me just open it up. And I just chunked in a bunch of stuff. Can I move this? Yeah, here. So I was actually gonna do it the other way around, right? I was actually thinking I was gonna do it like this, where it was like pricking the hand, and then I was like, wait, no, hold on. Better idea, upside down, turn it around. Oh, whatever, man. I was panicking. I don't know. I just quickly made like a call out sheet for myself the night of, and I was like, okay, there, enough. But essentially, that's what that's sort of like what you do as like a concept artist: call out sheets and shit, whatever, you know. Excuse my language. Sorry, I keep forgetting. This is a Pixologic channel, not my channel. Can't swear. What am I gonna do with the extra Cintiq? Oh no, okay, so that one I'm actually super excited about. I think I'm just gonna have a hacker den of Cintiqs. I'm just gonna like line them all up and I'll just like draw from screen. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. It's a smaller one, right? Like, so it's a 16-inch one. And this big one, like you can see how big it is. Like I can put my whole arms on it. Like it's a big boy. So I can't like hold that in my lap or anything, but the smaller one is gonna be about like this. So I feel like I can just kind of like hold it like this and draw, which will be really, really nice. It'll be nice to have that break and be able to switch positions, especially with my weak noodle arms that I have. I don't like getting tendinitis, so... Thank you, Dan. I appreciate it. Yeah, the end one made way more sense, and Angela's, I agree. Thank Thanks, mentor. But no, Satan's like really hit the nail on the head in terms of like what is steampunk, and his like cat had so much personality as well. I like, that's the first time I've ever done something steampunk. I'm not a fan of steampunk. As soon as I knew that the theme was steampunk, I like kind of panicked. I was like, oh god, I already, oh no, why did I sign up for this? Okay, so this stuff right here, let's do, no, give that a little bit more thickness so Dynamesh doesn't lose its mind. Yeah, you still have to connect it to the PC, but it'll be nice to be able to like just like lay back in my chair rather than like this like hunch. It's gonna be nice to like switch back and forth from them. And if I ever need to like go somewhere else too, it's easy to port, like it's portable, like it's definitely gonna be useful. Hey FBI. I think that, yeah, they're gonna probably have the ZBrush Summit again next year, Joey. I mean, a lot of people seem to really enjoy it. I loved it. This being your profession, you should definitely have a backup tablet. Oh, I do. I have 4. All Intuos though, like the regular ones. It's because like we will keep upgrading, right? So between Eric and I, because he also is a 3D artist, we've got a lot of Intuos tablets, but they're old. So just in case if things ever like busted, we've got backup Intuos. Sorry if that sounds obnoxious, it's just, yeah. It's accumulated over years. This is the only Cintiq in our house, though. Yeah, but like, okay, one of them is like heckin' old. It like gets like crusty. The other one is like Eric's old one, and then he has one that he's using right now. Both of the old ones are really crusty, and then my old one is the Intuos Pro Medium, which is still completely totally fine, but it's old. And then I've got this. Thanks, Joey. Was I always good at 2D? Was it your background? I was born a traditional master right out of my mother. No, no, I started 2D before I went into 3D, and I never actually like. So I went on like this path of like, you know, growing up doing art in like, you know, your grade 5 class, and everybody's like, you know, that kind of thing, and I was all like, yeah, I'm the best, I'm the best, I'm the best, I'm the best. And then you hit high school. Well, I hit high school, which I got accepted into like a fine arts program or whatever, and then I saw how good everyone else was, and immediately I was like, okay, I'm not good at drawing. I'm just not. And so I kept drawing because I liked it, but my ego is gone. So and when you say like a master at 2D, no. Is I always good? No. I just do it because I like it. Want this? Do we want this? Herm and a herm. Alright, I gotta fix this front profile now. I think this guy. Some of this. Accu-Curve this to give it really sharp. Real sharp like. This guy right here. Let me see. This. This guy. Further, I think. Give him more of like that shoulder. Figure out the eye area. The pen. Sphere. Actually, I think it would be kind of interesting to have this up on the top area. Okay, and one of these spheres again. Sometimes I like to just like overlap pieces of clay, kind of like you would do traditionally, I guess. You just kind of like shove a bunch of clay on top and then work with it. Yeah, so with clay buildup too, I put backface masking on it all the time, just because I can do things like this specifically, and it won't like pull from the other side. I will be able to work with like really low res geometry and like thin geometry without any issues. I have a Cintiq 22 HD, so the one that Saturn got. So I'm actually really glad you took first place. You not only deserved it, but you saved me from being like... how do I apply alphas without expanding the mesh? You get lumps everywhere. So if you're getting lumps everywhere, are you doing it on a super intense, like what's your Z intensity at, right? So if I were to do something alpha related, let's grab the standard brush. I never use the standard brush unless this is usually, I like to call it my alpha brush. Standard brush I never use for sculpting. It's my alpha brush. So let's say I wanted to use like some of like the leathery skin that I grabbed earlier, and I wanted to pull that out from here. So I'm gonna put it on drag rectangle, got the leathery skin active, and Z add. So if I were to pull that out, because the resolution of my sculpt is not very high res, you're gonna get all of this nastiness, right? But if you give it like a bunch of resolution, right? We're going up to, now this is like 1 mil, and then you pull it out, you're gonna get it pretty clear, right? Now you might say, well, geez, that's like pretty intense though. Like that's coming out pretty intense. We don't want that. Then you just go into the Z intensity and knock that down a few pegs, right? And then you can do stuff like that. Again, the stretching here is happening because you can see how the default sphere that I stretched out is actually creating the topology to come and pinch down here and kind of like swarm up, like almost like a gravitational field. That's what it looks like here. So if you don't want that, you can always just say, okay, well, I don't want this super high res thing. You can come down, go into geometry. This is how you clean up your mesh, right? Go to your Z-remesher and just hit Z-remesh. Now you can play around with those, like the target polygon count as well, right? I usually just leave it at 5 unless it's something very specific that I need. And now you've got something that's a lot more clean, really up and down, straight like this, right? You're not dealing with any of those weird gravitational field swarmy woo with the polygons. We don't like that. That's bad edge flow, and alphas don't like that either. So now you can just Control D, Control D, Control D, which is giving you subdivisions. You can see up here what your total points are, and now when you pull that out, it'll be a lot cleaner, right? You're not gonna have all of that like crunchiness that's coming out. So obviously the higher resolution your mesh, the cleaner your alpha is, the better of a result you're going to get on this alpha thing that you're trying to do, right? And again, a lot of it has to do with your Z intensity as well. The alpha itself has to be high enough res, all of that kind of stuff, right? So there you go. That's what you do. And now if you're using an alpha that isn't 100% like, if it has some sort of like an opacity in the background, right? Like it's not just black and white and the background is kind of like this square here, you're gonna end up with that lumpiness if you don't go into your alpha panel, right? Hold on, let me... Yeah, alpha panel, and then here in modify, you should be able to, where's the radius? The radial fade is something that will actually help you in terms of blending it in. Down in like the alpha tab, modify, and your radial fade, I think... Yes, your radial fade right here is actually something that will help you blend in your alphas to wherever you're dragging them out. And another thing, if you didn't want to just use your alpha fade, it also comes down to your focal shift of the brush that you're using. So if I were to put this down to 100, negative 100, you're going to get that just straight up square, right? Whereas if you were to put this to 100, well, now you're just getting a point because look at it. Look at what you're... your focal shift is. So putting it at 50, you're gonna get that automatic radial fade, but if you want more, if you wanted it to be exactly this square, but then you wanted control over your radial fade here, you could do that instead, right? So, hopefully that helps. I didn't do a top tip video, so I have given back. There you go. Hopefully I have appeased the Z Lords. Alpha mid value, you're looking for a 50% gray. Hey Gabe. Good night, Wipeout. Do I study insects and crustaceans, creatures with exoskeletons? Oh yeah, I love them. I love looking at pictures of insects. Macro photography is one of my favorite things. Thanks, Alex. Have I done my acceptance speech? No. No, I just literally, like, they announced my name, and the only thing that showed up on the stream was bruh. That's my name, and I was like, bruh. That was my acceptance speech. Bruh. Whatever. Oh, whatever. Oh, hey, it's a Spicer! I saw a Spicer. Where did the Spicer go? There is the Spicer. Oh, thanks, dude. Guys, if you don't know Spicer, he's an amazing presenter on the ZBrush Live streams. He's so entertaining, and he's got so much energy, and he's just such a nice dude. You should definitely go and check him out if you don't already know. He's got like he does like this really cool thing where he's got like this whole like, what is it, like this presentation, it's like you're in like a newsroom or something. There's like a whole desk in front of you, like a green screen desk and stuff. It's really fun. It's really fun. Talks like a sports announcer. In the dojo, yes, the Z dojo. Spicer's the man. You love Lamp. I love Lamp too. Dojo front desk. There we go. That's what it is. Yeah, sorry. I'm not very good at describing things. I just kind of say the thingamajiggy. It's great though. I love it. No imagining these things coming to Earth. We don't like that. They can stay in fantasy land. Is this piece composed of more than one mesh? So many meshes. We like to spam meshes on top of meshes. We are mesh-pocalypse over here. Yeah, I don't... Oh no, there's nothing wrong with a virtual set. Dude, he nails it too. He's so like, he's so great with his presentation. I don't merge everything together. I usually keep everything separate unless I need specific things baked a certain way, or I don't know. Usually there's no need for me to separate stuff. Alright, I think I'm gonna take these front bits. Pull them. And then this bottom thing. So I play around with like proportions a lot before dynameshing. Just proportions and positioning and things. Hey Max, what's good? Thank you so much, Kung Fury. Thank you. I appreciate it. Hey Max. Hey Superior. Ooh, I'm missing a whole bunch of stuff. Am I pregnant? What? What is pregnant? Yeah. Yeah, I love Snake Hook, Francisco. When you do freeze frame mode of the 4 angles, how do you get in and out of that mode? Shift S to put it there, right? So if I do like Shift S, like can save whatever on a screen, right? Now if you want to like make sure you want to erase that, you just go Control and N. And it'll get rid of all of the other ones. So Shift S and Control N. All right. I'm going to just like adjust the proportions there, make sure. Ah, you know what I haven't done? I haven't saved it. We don't like that. My Canada or SF? Canada. What's SF? San Fran? I'm in Canada. Yeah, I gotta save it. Sculpt's 130. I need like a whole other drive for all of these sketches that I do. You know all the tips that... Wait, a tricky question. Did I know all of the tips that were given on the ZBrush Summit? Nope. No. No, absolutely not. I learn something new every single time I watch the summit. Like every year I learn something new, and that's quite literally because they keep implementing new things to ZBrush, and on top of that too, like there's so many little hidden tricks and tips inside of the tools that we already use that it's like some things you just won't know unless like another artist or like, you know, the devs are just like, oh hey, guess what, there's this thing too, and you're like, what? There he is. You know, for example, like this is one that I did already know, but did you know that there is a shift function, right? But then there's also an alternative shift function. So normally when you're using the shift button, you know, the shift brush, you're holding shift. For the smooth brush rather. Using the smooth brush is just holding shift. But there's an alternative to it, which is just a relax function of the topology, so it's not actually smoothing and averaging down your surface. Instead, it's averaging the topology and maintaining the surface. So what you need to do is hold shift, click, and then let go of shift, and now it's just going to average the topology. You see that? And it doesn't actually push down everything, whereas the actual shift pushes down everything. The alternative function is averaging the topology. So it's like crazy stuff like that is just like, there's new things to learn all the time, right? Another thing too is down in like, if you ever see any of these little dots beside any of these functions, that's an alternate algorithm that you could be using for that specific mode or, you know, tool or whatever. So if you don't like the polish function, you could click the little doohickey right here. Wait. Woo! Shift M. Shift M is one of them that I didn't know this year that I learned, right? So if you use one of these little doohickeys right here, turning it on or off, whoops, will give you different results, right? What's my workflow? Can I explain it? When you do the retop after the secondary form or all of the sculpting process? It really depends, Makito. So that's gonna come down to like when you're working on things and going through the motions, you're gonna really learn what it is that you like and don't like workflow wise. Some people go all the way sculpting, getting all their details in, and then they retop and bake. Some people like to go to like maybe this stage and start retopping and then sculpt on top of that, right? It really depends on what I'm working on and how comfortable and fast I feel working on it. So if it's something that's a little bit less resolved, like if I'm concepting, for example, let's say this was for a client, I would go all the way and the whole sculpt is finished and then it's approved, and then I would retop it, right? Because the client still didn't know what they wanted. There's a lot of revisions, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to waste my time retopologizing something, and like with proper topology, I might use ZRemesher a couple of times. I'm not going to waste my time retopologizing like crazy and making sure everything is tip-top and animation ready if the design itself is not, you know, accepted yet. So once, you know, if the design is accepted, and then I'll just like kind of go all the way sculpting, and then I will retopologize and bake everything down or whatever. If it's something where I do have a like drawing, an approved drawing to go off of, and it's more of a modeling task, I will block out the main forms in ZBrush with sculpting and just get out down everything main, no details or anything, and then I will retopologize that, and then I'll do more on top of that afterwards because it's just faster that way. So it just depends on the task that I have, right? Thank you, Green. Yeah, Gabriel, like if I'm in the beta or whatever, then I usually put my big loud fat voice in there and ask them for things. A lot of the time, though, you know, that's another thing too, is I'll ask for something and they'll be like, what do you mean? Like, it's already there. Then I learned something new and I'm like, oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Let me... This guy right here, I want to play with this like top piece because it is kind of bugging me. Let's see. I can grab all of that. I think we can get something better if we do that. Damn, this guitar is going heavy. Chile. It's the name of the song. Hey David, how are you? You're trying to bevel this inside edge, you can't do it, keeps messing up the corners. Try to use ZModeler, like simple things like you can do in 3D software, it takes forever in ZModeler. Yeah, it's sort of like it's like getting used to it, right? I find like if you get things, if you kind of like put things on hotkeys, it makes it easier. I'm still getting used to it personally because I do a lot of my modeling outside of ZBrush, but they keep adding features to ZModeler, which is making it like better and better. So, yeah. trying to like work out a proper workflow with ZModeler, and I've seen people like do some really cool, really crazy stuff with ZModeler. Why learn art is must have struggle and take time and hard. Oh, dude, you know what? Yeah, I agree. Why learn it, man? It's hard. It's so hard. But that's exactly it. You know, that's part of. I think that's part of the great thing about art is it is hard. It's very hard. It's very hard because you're your own worst critic, and you know, seeing the things that you're doing, you're always looking at it and you're like, oh god, like could be so much better. Like maybe you'll like it for like 5 minutes and then you'll post it online, you'll look at it again, you're like, ugh. But you know what that means though? If you feel that way, if you look at your art and you actually feel that way, that means that you are in a sense, growing, because that means that your perception of skill, your perceived skill, is not actually as high as what you can see. And your eyes are better. Your hand just needs to catch up at that point. If you think your art is the bomb and you don't have anything else to learn, that means your eyes need to catch up with your hands. That means your eyes, you need to train your eyes to see. We don't go to the moon because it's easy. Exactly. We do things because it's hard. Challenges are fun. Challenges are part of the reason why we do anything. It's such a motivator to see what we can accomplish, right? We do lots of things to see what exactly can we accomplish. And failure can be hard if you're looking at it in a way of like, if you think that you can't fail, it makes failing so much worse. Expect failure, but look at failure as a stepping stone and a learning experience, and then you'll realize that you never really fail at doing anything if you are actually doing it, because you're learning. This guy is coming straight out, but that looks like a floppy-eared thing, so I'm probably gonna make these come backwards or forwards. I'll try something. It looks like a floppy-eared dog from the side, and I don't like that. I mean, I love floppy-eared dogs, but not in this context, right? Let me see. Yeah, I kind of like it going forward. So everything's all like crunchy and stuff, but you can start seeing like how, like if you're looking up here, like you can start seeing like what's going on with the shapes, right? And that's sort of my intention, is just working with silhouette right now. And all of like this crunchy stuff is going to turn into some good jump off points for design, for secondary shapes, etc. And this guy. So you don't want it to be, if you're doing this kind of a thing, you don't want it to be like so crunchy that like for example, what I just saw there, like this is too crunchy. You see things are starting to go inside of each other or whatever. If it gets too crunchy, just like lightly tap it with your smooth so that you're getting some of it, but you're not like, you're not gonna go all Swiss cheese when you Dynamesh, right? It takes a little bit of getting used to if you're working this way, but that'll really like it helps like if you're working like low poly like this for sketching purposes. Crunchy, very crunchy. I do use backface masking when I'm using clay buildup. I use backface masking a lot. Most of the art is done already. What can I do new? This is more difficult. I think if you're focusing so hard on being different that you're never going to be different, or it won't be genuine, right? If you want to show, like if you want to do art, this is a little bit artsy fartsy, and you know, take this with a grain of salt, because I'm not like a art guru or any nonsense like that, because art is subjective and different audiences, different people are going to like different things. But what I can say, if you're going to be fulfilled as an artist, you don't want to constantly be chasing that thing that's different to make sure that you stand out from the crowd, like specifically, and you're just hyper focused on that because you're never going to get it necessarily. What you are going to do though, by focusing on you and just doing what you like and not trying to be necessarily somebody else, and just like, what do you like, right? Think about that. I know that this can be a little bit uncomfortable for some people, right? Because then you focus a lot on introspection and looking at yourself. But if you do look inwards, you can start to figure out what it is you want to do artistically. Because first and foremost, when you're thinking art, I'm not talking about like, you know, being a 3D modeler or anything like that. I'm talking about being an artist. First thing that you want to do is to express yourself. Art is all about self-expression and making statements, whether that be about yourself or how you're feeling or things that you like or things that you feel about the world or whatever it is. It's an expression of something. And so if you're just copying things, that can get really tiring and you can burn out that way, and that's not necessarily showing who you are as a person, right? So if you want that fulfillment from art and you're like, oh, this is so hard, try to look inside a little bit more, right? You see coffee and grilled cheese. Is this your art destiny? Yes. Yes. Sorry if that sounds super artsy fartsy, and I know it's very vague, but the thing is, like, I'm talking in a purely artistic sense. I'm not talking about getting a job in the industry or anything like that. I'm talking about artistic fulfillment and feeling great about what it is that you do, at least for a time, until you start seeing what's wrong with it or you want to express something different, right? The happiest I've felt with my work is when I see like, hey, you know, that is what was in my head, and I did get to like put down like what I was feeling. That's the happiest that I've felt with my work. And then, you know, it's fleeting, right? Because you're always learning and you're like, oh, well, I want to do better and things, but it's important to consider that. Okay, I'm gonna pull this in more. Because I do like the sharpness, but I want it to be, yeah, you can see how I'm like trying to get an exact, I'm a little bit anal about that kind of stuff. Like silhouette wise. But I find that fun, right? Like I find like linking up invisible shapes really enjoyable. So you can see here, right? See that rhombus fill in? Have I ever suffered burnout? If so, how did I ever overcome it? And the artistic block, lack of motivation that comes with it. Wow, yeah, burnout is a real thing. Specifically, I think I was recently burnt out a couple of months ago, and a lot of that comes down to just doing so much of something that I just feel like is like it's not really like what I want to do. So burnout usually does come for me like when it's a lot of medial tasks, the mediocre tasks, just a lot of like the same stuff over and over again for work. And it's like, it's crunch and things like that, because I have ideas that I want to do for my own work, like my own projects and things, but I don't have time to do them. And then I hyper focus on that and I get frustrated, and then I get burnt out, and then I lose that sort of like, oh, well, I wanted to do this for my personal thing. You know, when I finally do have time, all I want to do is sleep. I don't want to touch art. But that's exactly how I find getting through the burnout works, is if you have been doing so much of one thing, right? Don't go back and start doing more of it. Take a break. Try and do something that's completely different from what you were doing to get that flow back, that life, that zest back. And it could take more than a week to do that. I think the longest time the longest burnout that I went through was after a crunch period from my first studio that I worked at. I just didn't want to do anything. I didn't like, I was streaming at the time and I just stopped streaming. I stopped doing everything. And eventually I got back to it because I started drawing again, right? I started drawing in my sketchbook again, just for fun, you know, nothing to do with 3D, nothing to do with modeling, none of that. I was just like, I'm gonna just do something, whatever. I'm not gonna post any of this stuff. And when I started doing things more for me, I was more revitalized again, and I went back to it. But you need to separate yourself. You can't be doing the same thing over and over and over again, right? You're gonna erode yourself. You gotta give yourself that break. And sometimes that break literally just comes from, you know, going into a different medium. Being more social is another thing too. Burnout can happen when you're just doing the same thing over and over again, but you're not getting quality social interaction with people. That's a big one. Okay, I'm gonna fill out this. But yeah, the big thing, the big takeaway from like getting over burnout, I feel like, is rest. And when I say rest, I don't mean just sleep. I mean, take a rest from what you were doing and focus on the essentials in your life. Get proper nutrition, as cheesy as that sounds. Get proper nutrition, make sure you're, you know, taking care of your body, make sure you're, you know, you're getting 6 to 8 hours of sleep every night, that sort of a thing. And mentally, this is where it comes in, mentally, make sure you're not thinking about the thing that threw you into burnout, right? Because your brain it's gonna start stressing. I think a lot of like what burnout is like a stress. It's stress that you don't realize is happening until it's too late. Because stress it boils up over time, right? So if you don't realize that it's happening, it can be pretty detrimental to what, like, you know, your work. But if you want to get over burnout, you got to distance yourself from the thing that caused the burnout in the first place, which is usually same thing over and over again, or a toxic work environment, or, you know, not socializing properly. And if you're thinking a lot about that as well, even if you're like, you know, taking a break, let's say you're like, okay, I'm just going to play games now. That's not necessarily going to help the burnout. It could, right? But you want to be doing something that's good for your body, you're good for your mind as well. Occasional games is good, but if you're just escaping and only escaping, because I've done this before, right? It doesn't actually heal anything, and then the second you start thinking about that thing that threw you into burnout before again, you're gonna get thrown right back into like that stress cycle, because you didn't heal anything, you just ran away from it. So you want to like find that passion again, right? You want to find that excitement. Yeah. Variety is the spice of life. What's up, Fields? What's good? Hey, Bray. You're confused. What's up? Why are you confused? So if running away and doing something else doesn't solve it, what does? So what I'm trying to say is, you're wanting to take a break. So let me take like an actual example, right? I got burnt out from just 3D modeling task over 3D modeling task over 3D modeling task, like 60-hour work weeks in one of the studio jobs that I had. And it was just the same thing over and over and over again. I was just like a machine. I wasn't really like, you know, I would go to work every day and it would be the same thing, like nothing super exciting, nothing that was working my brain creatively. And then I would come home and not like do anything creatively. And I started just really burning out, right? Well, let's say I were to take a vacation to get over this burnout feeling. If during that vacation I decided to just play games and then I would go back to work and just right back to the same thing, it really wouldn't have solved very much. That's like something that I could tell you from my own personal experience. The reason why is because I'm not actually focusing on myself. I'm running away from myself and my problems, like, you know, anything that I'm stressed out, I'm running away to a game, which is not a bad thing in certain situations. And you know what? I love games. I play them all the time, right? So what you want to do is you want to balance, you know, act like resting by playing games and hanging out with friends and things like that with actual creative self-care. Does that make sense? And what I mean by that is switching mediums, looking at different things that you normally don't look at to get inspired, because that is something that will help you find what's exciting again. And when you go back to work, you'll have that feeling of excitement that you can come back, you know, back home and then, you know, do some drawing or whatever. There'd be some kind of a rekindled excitement about art again. That's what I'm trying to say. What did I have to do? Oh, when I was just like a retopology machine, right? Just yeah, look, so the thing is, like back in my first job, I was sculpting a lot, but then it came to a point in the production where it was just like, okay, the sculpting stuff is like pretty much done, but the characters were so similar that it was like sculpting wasn't exciting with the characters. Like I was just like in this groove of just the same thing. I was like a machine. It was when I was working on Elena of Avalor for Disney. Through Arc, the company was Arc. It's no longer Arc. It went bankrupt, but I was just, yeah, it was intense. It was intense because there was like 300 characters for the first or 100 characters for the first 3 episodes or something like that, and I was one of very few character artists, and I was just like barfing them out. Right? It was. But you know, like again, to like put disclaimers on everything I say, it like what I'm talking about is through personal experience. So that automatically means that it's not going to apply to everybody, and not everybody's going to have the same reaction to burnout that I do and getting over it. And sometimes what I said doesn't even work, and you quite literally need to give yourself a very long stretch of time. But the one thing that I do think carries over like constantly is just doing the same thing over and over again with no breaks mentally, like by switching it up. That's like the main cause. Okay, I am going to save this really quick, and I think... Actually, no, I'm not done yet. I want a ball. Yes. No. Yes. No. Yes, no. Let me find some wings from another thing. I want to try something. With some micro poly. I think it would be fun. Well, that's pretty brutal. You ain't seen me. That's pretty brutal. Sorry, I'm just trying to like find something. I'll keep sculpting just a second here. That one. Where would you be? I need to like label my folders better. Oh, I think it's like 97? No. One sec. 87? 81. 81. My folders are literally just numbers. No, it's not. I lied. I lied to myself. What? I lied to myself. It's not. 81. Oh my god. It's not 84. Is it 83? Okay, if I can't find this, I'm sorry. I'll stop. 6. Oh my god. 90? Get some great, wow, I didn't even know I could do that moments that encourages you to incorporate into future projects. Oh yeah, by like mixing up everything? Or are you talking about your fun nights that you do? Sorry guys, one sec. Okay, I think... This is so annoying. I swear to god I had it here. Oh my god, I'm so frustrating. Okay, whatever. I'm not gonna use it. We'll just do this from scratch. I don't care. Never mind. That's my fault for not labeling stupid folders better. Let's see who finds it. 83. Sorry.
Let me give it a Dynamesh. Oh, it's too high res. Go all the way down to like 8. There we go. Okay. Do this. Do I use solid color? You want to apply it to the texture in ZBrush? How do you use solid color that we want and apply it to the texture in ZBrush? You mean, do you already have a texture applied, or do you want to apply the texture that you brought in that's on your UVs to the model, or can you specify exactly what it is that you're asking? Like, you want to apply a solid color to everything, you could just do a fill object, which is in color fill object right here. You know, you can just fill a solid color. Wait. Fill object. Wing or cape? Wing or cape? Why not both? Can't go lower than that. Hey Daniel, what's up? Thank you so much. Thank you. Guys, if you don't know Daniel, he also streams on ZBrush Live, and he's awesome. And you should definitely check him out. I think I saw one of, I think you did a tip, right? A top tip? Think. Pretty sure. There was a lot of them. Yeah, you did. On how to feather. Yes, there we go. There we go. I think all the top tips are going to be on YouTube in a playlist as well. So if you're looking at, or you're looking for a bunch of top tips in condensed form, there's going to be a whole playlist on, if not already, on the Pixologic YouTube channel. And Daniel's going to be there. This is an awesome tip. Wish that it was still categories for the sculpt off. Oh, you mean like hard surface and organic? Man, I don't know though. Would like, if you had hard surface like in your organic stuff, would it still count as organic then? Because I kind of mix them a lot of the time. Also, J Fields, is this Mr. Gobi? Sorry. I'm really bad at usernames, so I don't know who's who. It is! Okay, hi! Hello! Guys, go check out J Fields art. If you have, okay, guys, if you want to like share your links and stuff, feel free in the chat. Feel free, Mister. I know you, Bobbles. I know you as Bobbles. Yeah, definitely. Like, if you want to like share any of the stuff, feel free. There's a lot of like super cool people in the chat right now. Ugh. This one has to come out muchos more. There we go. There we go. Yes, go click Justin's link. Some really crazy awesome stuff. Yes, Max, nice. Yeah, everybody, like, go ahead, share your stuff. Tell each other to love each other. It's Art Station Day. Okay, I'm calling it. It's Art Station Day. I'm gonna have that on Twitter trending. Art Station Day trending again. Oh my god. So funny. Share those links. Yes. Here, I will click on stuff so I have it like for after stream. It's badasses, man. It's ridiculous. You guys are ridiculous. Yes, yes, share. Art stations. Peer pressure. Clicking. I'm gonna I'll go through everybody's like links after stream, just check out who's who. You do hard surface, clicky. It's all on my other like thing. My other monitor, sorry. Alright, I am going to get into like Dynamesh mode because I've been like putting that off. Nightbot is still doing the giveaway. I know, I know. I'm aware. I'm sure they'll get rid of that though. Unfortunately, the ZBrush licenses aren't still on sale. Would be cool if they were, but that was just for the summit. Nightbot is spamming. I think it's like I feel like they have it set up where it's like a number of chat messages come through and then it posts something, so it's just gonna keep spamming, I'm sure. It's just going to use code for 20. It's lying to you. It's just lying. So backface masking is another one that I like to use when I'm using any kind of like Damien standard or like similar brush. So right now I'm using Maccut, which is, you can just go off of Google. Then you just Google Maccut. But I like to use backface masking so that I'm not like, when I'm doing stupid details on this thin BS right here, like if I were to like, you know, then you start getting stuff like that. But then when you put on backface masking, you're not going to have that same issue. So you can put whatever amount of stupid detail you want in the thin areas. It doesn't matter. So thank goodness for backface masking. Otherwise, I wouldn't have a career. YouTube is down? Well, I can't really fix that. My bad. What am I making? A bug. What is this art station you think of? You know, go check out all the links people put down and you'll see. Or if you have a ZBrush, a central link as well, that's great too. I've got like a bunch of like tabs open on my other screen to check out after after stream. Also, yes, if you wanted to know where you can get your backface masking, it's just in the brush. So, oh my god, the Shift M. So in the brush palette, right? You scroll down. Oh no, this is getting in the way now. Sorry. Okay, maybe not Shift M. So brush palette, scroll down until you hit auto masking, right? And then in auto masking, there is a little button right here called backface masking. There we go. There it is. And you can put it on whatever brush you want. I have it on my UI because I use it so much. Hey, Steven! What's up? How you doing? There's so many cool people in chat. We've got Mr. Goby Fields, we've got Daniel, we've got Mr. Steven. Guys gotta check out all these people. These artists are insane. I mean, backface masking and snake hook, I wouldn't have a job. The hell is going on? I don't know. What's up? Why are you mad? You mad? Mistas are in the chats. Share to, okay, all you guys are having issues on here. Oh, let me just put, if you guys are having issues on YouTube for whatever reason, I put the Twitch chat for the Pixologic stream in, or the Twitch channel for Pixologic in the chat, so you can still watch if you're curious. If you're having problems on YouTube, then you won't be able to hear this anyways. What am I doing? I don't understand what I'm annoying. Okay, let me... The chat was going through. Yeah, I know. I like, but my voice, like, I was just talking to the void there. What's my favorite part in the ZBrush Summit? Oh my gosh, I think, okay, there was like a bunch of stuff that I really liked. For one, the Sculpt off was so much fun. But I really liked all the top tip videos. I thought that was like a super cool thing that they were just throwing in there, just sprinkling in all like the tips and stuff. And like I said, they're gonna have like a whole playlist of that available on YouTube. Smartest is and Daniel in the chat are two of the artists that they actually two of the many artists that participated in making little bite-sized videos of like top tips and tricks that you can use inside of ZBrush to better your workflows. Daniel did a feather one. Steven, what did you do again? What was your top tip? I can't remember. I was trying to remember. You didn't see it because I was like, okay, you know what I'm working on. You know one of the projects that I'm working on. I'm busy. That's only one of them. I've got like so much. Like as soon as I'm done this stream, I'm back to machining. Like I really wanted to, I tried, and then like I was hit with, oh, can we get this like done? Insert date. Am I gonna give away Space Mouse? No. Shane Olsen's here! Yes, Shane also did a top tip. Or maybe you did more than one. I don't know. Some artists did more than one tip. How much cool there, Jez? I can't. We gotta go. We got a motor. Someone's stream spilled something on the streaming side. Oh my god. Yeah, we've got, holy crap, we've got so many cool people in chat today. Where do you all come from? We've got Mr. Gobi, we've got Mr. Gobi Fields, Mr. Daniel, Mr. Shane, Mr. Steven. All these misters. We had Spicer, Mr. Spicer. Bum, 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 bum. Where's Mr. Ja? Everyone's a mister. You want to do a non-destructive hair tip, but it turned out to be destructive? That's, yeah, if you did that, I don't know. Every time I do hair, I always end up like, I just accept, like, if they want revisions on hair stuff, I have to redo stuff. But maybe, if you do have a non-destructive hair tip, let me hear that. Let me hear that. I want to know. I want to learn. doop, doop. Oh. Oh. Bam, 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 bam. Avocado oil helps hair destruction. Oh, I should start putting some oil in my hair. Thought it was already greasy enough, but no. Good idea. Thank you, Mikeys! What went through my head yesterday? I was like, what? Like, lots of things. I was like, oh my god, I can't believe I won. First of all, the most obvious thing. Second of all, I was just like, oh god, everybody's gonna be like, you already have a Cintiq, you already have this, you already have this. What are you gonna do with these things? But then I thought about it more, right? Thought about it more. And the tiny Cintiq is actually gonna be super useful. And the keyshot bridge, or not the keyshot, the standalone keyshot, potentially also very useful, even though I have the bridge, might actually be very useful. And the Gnomon thing, I actually want to look into the different courses that they have for compositing specifically. I want to look at painting stuff and all that, because that'll probably be really cool. What even? No. I want to have like a hacker den where it's just Cintiqs, so I could just like from one Cintiq to no, but the tiny Cintiq's actually gonna be nice because it's something that I can hold in my lap, like while like I can like lean back and like draw like this. So it'll be really nice for my back, which I have a lot of back issues. So it'll be nice to switch back and forth from them. Dylan Cole's matte painting. Ooh, yes, yeah. So I'm actually excited about the Gnomon stuff. Like I saw people in chat the other. Like when the prizes were announced, like, why would you give Gnomon school stuff to people who are already good at what they do? And it's like, you can always get better. People always have, like, Gnomon especially has like a bunch of stuff in there that I could learn from as well, right? Everybody's workflows are different, and maybe I can find something in there that would speed up my workflow and make my art better, right? Exactly. I agree, Gabe. I agree. Thanks, Yuri. A 16-inch, yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be a 16-inch. So something super easy to hold in my lap. And it'll be nice, too, for when traveling is a thing again and I gotta go places and see things and do things. And there's PCs there that I might need to use for work or whatever. I can always just bring the 16-inch one. It's super tiny, so it's, like, portable. It does have to be attached to a PC, but it's going to be useful for that, so. It's actually funny. I like, yeah. So you were asking me like what I was thinking during the announcements and stuff, and like, to be honest with you, I could barely even hear myself think, because because my brother and a couple of my friends wanted to like join in a Discord chat with me and be like, I can't see, you know, and I was like, oh god. I was so nervous, but that's what they wanted to do. And so then as soon as my name was announced, there was shit. Good times. Very exciting. Yeah, you don't want something like this to sting you. I wouldn't want it anywhere near me. The murder hornets. Do you see like the guys in Vancouver in like the murder hornet suits getting rid of the murder hornets? If YouTube is down, here, I'll here. Would I rather have a 16-inch tablet or a 16-inch pen-enabled convertible laptop? Ooh. I don't know. Because, like, I've tried the, No, I think I like it attached to my PC. I like it attached to my PC. Oh, right, yes, because I'm dynameshing now. You see all these artifacts that are happening, right? I'm actually, from me pulling the super low poly stuff, so putting on backface masking now, I can actually use this stuff for some cooler designs. Like, it's already kind of there, right? And then I just kind of like draw on top of it from what I've already kind of like created, right? That's sort of what I was talking about in terms of using the Dynamesh for like sketch lines. Whoops. Yeah, I like having more than one monster too. $200 queens in the murder hornet nest? 200? They're spreading, that's scary. I don't like it. disadvantage of tablet over laptop. Yeah, that's what people are saying. Having more than one monitor is really nice for having like different references and things open. You can have as many of anything open on your screens at once. Monty time. Oh yeah, I gotta take a break. Okay, I'm gonna take like a quick 5-minute break, and then I'll be back and I'll finish this thing. So there. So yeah, I'm just gonna take a quick break, and then I'll come back. I'll show you Monty, and then we'll keep sculpting until the end. We'll be going for another hour and a half, it seems. Yes. Cool, cool? All right, I'll be back in just a bit. Let me put my BRB thing up. Yes, bud. Yeah, there we go. All right, BRB.
It's a Monty time. Oh, okay. Here we go. He's got. Okay. Let me explain. Let me explain why this is on him right now. Hey, hello. This is it's a replacement for like the cone. Yes, it's his belly protector because he's almost healed up now. His belly's almost healed up, but he gets a lot of dermatitis. He's got allergies, and when he itches his stomach too much, then the sores appear, and then we don't want him to infect it with his nasty mouth. So he has to wear this for a couple of days until his belly goes down again, and it's okay, and I can take it off. But that's the thing about like having dogs that are really close to the ground. They usually, like when you take them for walks and things like that, like they're close to the ground, so they get a lot of stuff, and he can get a lot of allergies like on his stomach, right? So we don't really know exactly what it is that he's allergic to, but it does clear up pretty quick. So I think this is the last day he has to wear this. Yeah, short leg problems. But if it's like a really like a chronic issue and like he's wearing this more times than he's not, we're gonna have to like talk to the vet again, because that's not like, I don't really always wear the steering wheel, right? We don't like the steering wheel. I mean, he's fine with the steering wheel, but like he actually like he likes putting it on, like he puts his head in it and stuff. So it's look, he's like, you're such a doof. You're such a doof. Yeah, coconut oil helps a lot, but it's more of like an allergy thing rather than just like dry skin. It's like allergy sores stuff. Yeah, he doesn't mind it. Like we do like this. A lot of the time, I, like, spin it around, and he starts like playing with me because of it. You're so stupid looking. How does he not slide up? He could. I could literally take it off of his head right now. That's how loose it is on his neck. But he keeps it on. He never tries to take it off. He wants it on. I think he likes the fact that there's a pillow. Like, no matter where he lays down, he has a pillow. But like, he liked the cone as well, but I was thinking like, there's no way a plastic cone is comfortable. I don't care if you are like, you keep he's weird. He's weird. He sees the cone and he's just like, must put head in cone. I want it on my body. It's the same thing with this thing. I don't understand him, but it helps his stomach. So, okay. All right. Yay. Oh boy, donut boy. Onto the ground. Back to sculpting. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Here's. Hello. But yeah, I think it's like the last day. His stomach's almost all cleaned up. How old is he? He's 3! He turned 3 at the end of October. Don't give me that side eye. Oh, you want to use Pillow boy. How do I make these copies? Shift S on and then Shift N to clear it. He actually doesn't mind it at all. He would argue that he likes it, and I know that's weird. I know it's so weird, but yes, licky, 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 licky. Okay, okay. Your corgi is 12. You have a corgi. You have a corgi. Oh my god, that's amazing. Everybody's got corgis. Yo, so many of the Pixel streamers have corgis. So you, me, and Eamon, right? You ever show your corgi on stream, Daniel? I want to see your corgi. Okay.
He's your kid! Yeah. Corgi gang. The 3D mouse, I've never used it, but I don't see a point, personally, with the way that I work, but maybe I would change my mind when I use it. I don't really have many thoughts. Do I think I can teach my dog to ZBrush? No. No, Monty has a lot of fears. He's got generalized anxiety, and like it was really, really bad like last year, and now we're finally getting him off of the medication that we had to have him on. But yeah, like it was like really like even like we went through a couple of like positive training dog trainers. They were like, yeah, he's got GA. So my vet also says like, yeah, he's got GA. Ein? Oh, his name is Ein. That's so good, dude. That's so good. Did I ever sculpt Monty? Yeah. Yeah, it's probably my most recognized piece on my art station. Sir Monty. The one balancing a bone, yeah. Thanks. Yeah, I did for the beta, exactly. Sir Monty of Corkyshire, I love that. Dang, I love that. He's a brave. He's scared of a lot of things, but he's brave in the fact that he will try to get over his fears with love, you know? But he's got like a reputation in the dog park. It's actually so funny. People see him as like this like fake tough guy. Cause if somebody okay, for example, the other day I was at the dog park with him and Eric, and there was a lot of dogs, so he was getting kind of overstimulated because there was like a lot going on. So when he gets too overstimulated, obviously he's gonna react, right? And so we were in the dog park, and this girl just starts talking about like, oh, you see that white-headed corgi? If that's the corgi who I think it is, if that's the dog that I think it is, he acts like he's so tough all the time. It's the funniest thing. He just thinks he's the biggest, toughest guy. And like, I was just listening like, does he have a reputation of just being a dick in the dog park? It's like, and then I saw he was getting a little bit overstimulated. Like he was coming back to me too many times. Like he wasn't playing or anything. He was coming back to me. So I was like, okay, we're gonna go. And so I was like, let's start walking to the exit. And there's this dude and like a girl just minding their own business, talking to each other. In like the corner, and he just is walking like casually because he knows the command. Like, okay, we're gonna go. And Monty just decides to start walking over to these other people that are completely out of the way, minding their own business. He walks over to them like super casually, not like stressed looking or anything, looks at the dude and just goes and then stops and continues walking to like everyone everyone at the dog park was looking at him like, yeah, that's exactly what we were talking about. I was like, cool, great, that's my child. Cool. Look at you. Look at what you've made for yourself. This is your legacy. Do you want this? What's the point in that? Like, it's so annoying. But also really funny. Oh my god. So that's Monty. That's Monty. He doesn't like people too much. I should film it. There's a lot of, I know, you saying that is gonna trigger Spliced. He's gonna be like, yeah, why don't you film more of it? I need a new camera. I need a new phone. My camera, like, I've had this phone for a long time, and when I was in Mexico for Drawbreak, I dropped it and broke the camera, and I never ended up getting it fixed. So it's a lot of stuff that I'm missing out on filming. He's a unit. He's just a dick, man. He's such a dick. He's a sweetheart to me and Eric, but then to anyone else, he's just like, get away from me. I know that you weren't looking at me and that you probably weren't even going to approach me, but just in case, I'm gonna come up to you and yell at you and swear you and cuss you out, just so that you know not to even think about coming to me. That's my dog. That's what he does. He's a gangster. Exactly. You ain't see me exactly. Yeah, it is a very, like, I hear it's a very corgi thing, but because he's got like this extra added like anxiety issue on top of him, it's a lot. He's a lot. He can't, like, there's very specific things that we need to do when people are visiting, for example. I mean, not that we've had any visitors throughout this pandemic, but like before, we had to like do very, very specific training with him and people. Like, he's good at it now, but he well, I mean, still, he can't do prolonged eye contact, but we've been working on that with him. And it's strange too, because like he was super good with people when he was a puppy, and it's not like we stopped socializing him or anything like that. Like, we were socializing him very, like, properly anyways. But then something clicked when he started getting into his adolescence, and he was just like, you know what, actually everything is scary. I mean, like, yeah, he was scared of things though. Like, it did take me, when I first got him, it took me a few weeks to even get him to go on his first walk. Like, he was scared of like everything. I was just like little by little coaching him, like, come on, look, treats, everything's exciting. He was just very like yeah, I don't know. It's the first time I've ever had a dog this like particular about things. Very like, if you speak in the, like, he picks up on things like really, really well too. But he also takes it the wrong way. Like, if you're speaking in a specific tone, if I switch my tone to like a soft voice, like trying to like be calm and everything, he actually gets more scared because he's associated like a calm voice with, oh god, something scary is gonna happen. So now if like if he's getting like really like scared like outside, like let's say it's too windy, yes, my dog has a wind phobia like that. Like if it's too windy, he gets super scared. If he sees a ball, he gets super scared. If he sees a skateboard, he gets super scared. If people are rollerblading, he gets super scared. If somebody is just standing looking at their phone and they're a little bit too hunched, he gets scared. If somebody's sitting on like if somebody's behind something, he'll get spooked and then get super scared. So if any of these things happen, I could keep going on, right? He's a like vast list of things we've been slowly chipping away at. If any of this happens outside and I need to regain his attention, I sound like a douche, but it works, right? Because he's got this in his head that like, oh, the soft voice means it's scary and I should be scared. So if I go like really stern with him and I'm like, look at me, and then I'm like, here's the cheese and stuff, and then I take him out of the situation, works way better instead of like, it's all good, don't worry. And then he's like, oh god, it's not okay. How long have I been sculpting? I have been sculpting for going on 7 years, I think. Any tips on actually finishing something? You have about 50 to 100 projects in ZBrush that you never finished. I have more. I'm the same as you. I don't finish a lot of stuff. But if you want to actually finish things, the best way to do that is just sit your butt down and just start carving things out, right? And if you don't know, if something is like design-wise not going right for you, or it's not really what you want to do, then you might as well have you might as well start like a new design until it, like, you know, you don't want to be polishing a turd, right? Like, so if a design is not working, don't keep messing with it, unless of course you're doing it like professionally for a client or whatever, then that's up to them. But like if something is looking like mud, try a little bit fresh, right? The idea is to like break things down into bite-sized pieces and just chip away at it. If you look at it like as a whole, the whole project, it can get overwhelming. Yeah, exactly. There's so many unfinished things. Like, all of us are like that. Hey, Talden, how are you doing? Loopy. It's just an artist thing in general. Like, if you have a sketchbook too, you're gonna have a lot of unfinished stuff, just a lot of sketches. Lucky, sorry, enough dog talk. I just love him so much. I love my scared boy. Yeah, same. I love ZBrush, which is why I am here doing this. Because I love ZBrush. I heart ZBrush. What's this song? This one is Mount Olympus by Approaching Nirvana on Not Even Once. It's on Pretzel Rocks. Veiny patterns on the wings? Sort of. Yeah, I'm thinking of like this. I'm gonna do something else, actually. I'm going to... append plane. Go double-sided. Nigga! And I'm gonna switch to a cloth smooth because... Oh, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Smooth cloth. Okay. So, because then that'll do the outsides as well. Borders. I could just do that in the options too, but I just... Mesh this. Hey, Sergio. Art block is, yeah, art block is that's tricky. That one's really hard for me because there's like there's kind of different things. Like, you know, is it an art block or is it burnout, right? I talked about burnout and my opinion on it anyways, which, you know, grain of salt, right? Earlier in the stream, but when it comes to just like art block, like you're feeling inspired, but you just like open and it's a blank canvas and you just don't really know what to do. The best thing to do is to just do something. Like, I usually get through my art blocks by, you know, opening up things like that I can study from, right? And then just start doing some studies. And then because you're doing studies, you start getting excited by stuff like, ooh, this shape is actually super cool. And then you want to like draw your own thing like based on that one specific shape that you've been studying, right? That's usually what I end up doing, is to get through that sort of like wall of like, oh, I don't feel inspired. Well, your actions will create your motivation, right? So as long as like you sit there and you just do something, like start studying something, right? You know, look at some photos, photo references, and do that, you know? It will get the gears grinding. That's the thing. So something is better than nothing. When it comes to art block, it's about brute force a lot of the time. If it's burnout you're talking about, it's a little bit different. Okay, now these guys, I'm gonna do mesh. What? All right, I'll see you, Daniel. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Again, like if you don't know Daniel, go and check out his stream. He's also a ZBrush Live streamer, so definitely check out his time slot and his work. It's awesome. If you want to see any of the other streamers that are on ZBrush Live, you could always go to ZBrushLive.com for the schedule. All right. Now what I want to do, I think I'm going to do it like this. So I'm going to draw on. Is it now? Yeah, definitely do. Definitely do. On Twitch. Okay, so if you guys see Jay Fields, his username, click on it and give him a preliminary follow so that when he does start streaming more, you'll get to see his streams because he's a freaking badass hard surface artist. So you'd be missing out if you don't actually follow him right now. You may be wondering, what exactly are you doing with this? I'll show you. Show you. The setup, yeah, the setup, like, once you're streaming, it's great, but then also, like, setting it up beforehand and everything, it's all the clerical stuff that's, like, really brutal. If it were, like, a little bit easier for me to just kind of say, okay, there, boom, start streaming, and then that would be it, then I would probably stream more. But it's just, like, the whole social media aspect of it, too, is a little intense. You get too chatty to stream 2 hours and you still have a sphere on the screen? Dude, like, look at me, like, I got, like, I get chatty, man. Let me see if I can, give this a Z remesh. No. Alright, we'll just do this. Boom, boom. Actually, let's just do it with dynamic. Oh. Hello? This guy. Go to I could always like polish that stuff off later. What am I doing? What am I doing? Oh my god, dynamic. And then we want micropoly. And let's give it maybe not. Subdiv. We could try some other things. A little low res for anything too crazy. We could even do scales. Kind of like a thing. Truck it. Ooh, I like that. Give it some thick. Give it a bit of thick. You are too thick. There we go. We can actually apply that. This. Now, capable of the smoothing, but what we could do, polish. So let me just quickly save. Once you start streaming, you unlock the technique, rotate your model and do nothing, and just like have your hands above your head like this and talk about your dog for 30 minutes straight on the Pixologic channel. Alright, let's go down to deformation, then polish by edges. Wait, let me see. Is this one working the way that I'm gonna want it? Not by groups. because when you do a thickness, it adds a poly group. No, 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 no. It doesn't. My bad. My bad. I just... I'm gonna just do it the way that I like to do it. Actually, you know, I'm kind of dumb. I could always just... Try this again. Hey Frank, how are you? I'm good. Yeah, I like to brute force my way through a lot of the sculpts that I do. It's just... I just do that, I don't know. ZBrush did a pretty good job though. Except for whatever that is, but we can actually work with that, so... No, no, no. I'm gonna go back in time. Oh... We'll keep it like that for now. Well, now? Do I do dreaming every day? I don't dream every day. No. Do I stream every day? No. Usually on Wednesdays, almost every week. Lately I've been taking more weeks off though, so... Okay, this one, I'm gonna go down here. We're in this, then I can apply. Push that down. Okay. A bit snazzle razzle dazzle. Thoughts. So the reason why I'm like totally okay with it being all chunky monkey up here, like, you know, the crispy crunchy edges, is because this is just like well, for one, I don't want to try and remember which polish feature I was trying to use before. I always forget when I'm on stream because I'm in front of everybody and I like making myself look dumb. But another thing is just I'm gonna be doing, like, if I were to use this, right, it would be for an illustration or like quick concept or something. So the crunchy monkeys don't really matter. Like I'm quite literally just gonna like paint over them. Sometimes I even purposely put crunchy munchies in there, just because it adds a little bit of a specular detail when you're what's it called? Rendering something. My god, the longer the stream goes on, the less I can talk. But it's sort of like, you know, when you're looking at like a concept artist painting and like you zoom in, it's just like scribbles. It's kind of like the same thing. Like I just, if you can suggest something concept wise, then it's good enough. You almost lost half. Wait, you lost almost half the stream. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I don't know what's up with YouTube today. Yeah, crunchy munchies. That's what it's like. It's tasty sometimes, you know. Do you ever just like look at art and you're like, I can, like, I know what the mouth feel of that art is. like it looks like it like looks crunchy. It's like succulent. certain colors, it just makes me like hungry. I don't know how to explain it. Do you know what I mean though? Like you look at like this like really rich gold and it looks like crunchy. Do you know? Do I sound crazy? Sorry, Tia. Okay, I'm gonna stop. Yeah, I wouldn't say like I taste flavors. It's sort of just like certain art is very sensory. Do you know what I mean? Like it has like a sensory, like there's like certain shapes are like very like I don't know. I know that some people can taste things when they look at colors, which is crazy to me, but I'm just talking about like, I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. I'm sorry. I'm crazy. Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know. Sorry. Some smell it. Oh, you can. Some people can smell. I can see that being a thing. You know the feeling sometimes. Okay, so I'm not crazy. Like you look at something and then like you look at like a. Yes, is that what it's called? You smell the shirt. Did it smell like onions? Maybe we're both good. What do you wait. Okay, like hear me out. When you look here, I'll give you I'll give you a good example. Okay, this artist is amazing. I love their paintings so much. Hold on, let me find. Like, this is so good. Get ready to get your mind blown. The colors, everything about this is just succulent. So this, like, do you not get, like, when you look at that, like, does it not, like, can you not feel, like, oil smears? Like, can you not, like, it feels almost like I feel like I can eat an orange. You know, when I look at this, I feel like I'm eating it. Okay, I sound crazy. Like, I feel like I'm eating an orange when I'm looking at this. Like, the gold being crunchy. Yes, exactly. Like, when I see gold, like intense golds, I feel like I can crunch, like, it's a crunchy feeling. I don't know. I'm crazy, okay. I'm gonna shut up now. I'm sorry. That's sorry. Isn't this cool, though? This is Artem. Artem is amazing. Check it out. I love this. Look at this. Oh, like I can feel the breeze. It's so good. I don't know what that is, Dan.
I don't know. Sorry if I'm crazy. But yeah. This is, like this! The sky! Does this not look like it... It looks crunchy! Like a chocolate bar. Like, I feel like I could eat, like, a score bar. Feels like I'm eating a... I'm hungry. Yeah, Artem is amazing though. Definitely check them out. Their paintings are like, oh, give me more of that. All right. Okay. All right. Oh, I'm so hot now. You guys make me all embarrassed. You make me feel like I'm crazy. Sorry. Great. Oh, I'm so hungry now. Like legit, like when I look at certain things, I get so hungry. Because I legit think that I'm eating something. Like it's got like the same. Okay, I'm like digging a hole for myself. You wanted to eat? Me too, Diego. Oh my god, the Pingu cartoons always made me so hungry. Like I looked at them and I was just like, Play-Doh. Oh my god. Synesthesia is where senses are connected in some way, like someone who can see colors when they hear music. Yeah, I get like feelings. Like I feel things, you know, like not like I think of feelings when I look at, I don't know. It's not, I don't think it's that. Like I don't have a condition. But I get hungry a lot of the time. That's Pingu, not dude, Pingu was like amazing. Crinkling gold surface. Yeah, it's crunchy though. Pingu is delicious. Right. You got Nightbotted? What'd you do? The one who ate the same thing? Yes! Don't you put it in your mouth. Me. So put it in my mouth. Pingu emoji's too much. Nightbot was getting hungry, clearly. Oh no, Newt. It's like the coolest condition. Most of the extremely talented people know that. So it would make sense if oh my god, no. I don't think I have a condition. Don't have a condition, even if like you're like, oh, it's a cool condition. I don't have a condition. I just get hungry when I look at certain colors. I feel like that's normal. I feel like I'm just bad at explaining it. I don't think I'm weird. All right. I hear that yellow is supposed to aggravate you.
which explains why all of the cyberpunk kids are so angry that it keeps getting delayed, because it's always an announcement on a yellow, bright yellow background. All the rage that goes like that is because they keep putting it on a yellow background. Thank you, Jansons! Thank you so much. No, like bright yellow, like neon yellow. I think like certain oranges too are supposed to like make you kind of uncomfortable, like you want to leave. I think that's why I think at one point like McDonald's changed up their seating color scheme, so you were encouraged not to loiter there, so that they could keep customers coming in and out of the restaurant, like the seating areas faster. Like it gives you like a sense of urgency. Yeah, they're like trying to make all the gamer kids like angry. Well, I had McDonald's again today, like for the first time in like a long time, and even though the burger actually came to me surprisingly intact, like it actually wasn't like strewn across the entire bag when I got it, it was literally like vertical. I was so surprised. It was still a disappointment. It's just one of those things that like sometimes you're like, I just really want like that's like that good shitty food. Sorry for my language, sorry. You know what I mean? Like it's like sometimes you're just like craving that garbage. You just need the garbage. It's like my favorite type of cake is like that deep and delicious marble cake that you can get in like the freezer section of the grocery store. It's like $10, not even. Like the cheapest, like most like non-cake cake you can get, but it hits the spot for like that crappiness. The McCain ones, yeah, they're so crappy, but that's what makes them so good. And it's like, or the No Name, you know, I don't know if you guys have like No Name in America. It's like all yellow packaging with black text, and it's like a no frills thing. They sell like the worst like processed ice cream sandwiches. Like they're so generic, but it's that specifically. You're like, I need that. I don't know what it is they put in it. You're like, it's so bad, I need it. Anger. You ain't seen me. I think you're onto something. Oh no. Dude, yeah, the generic garbage ice cream sandwiches. That's like... Well, put a chain around the box, because I could sit there and make myself sick. can't stop with those. They... Ooh. The grocery store that I have near me doesn't carry them. So anytime that I'm like out of town and I come in contact with frills, I'm immediately like, do we have a freezer that we can put these in? Because I have a mighty need. It's a Loblaws trademark? Yeah, they're just like these super generic, like, garbage things, but there's a mighty need sometimes. The chocolate dips. Oh, yes. Sorry, I'm so excited. The chocolate dip ice cream bars. Oh, I love those so much. Oh, I love those so much. Oh, I'm so hungry right now. I don't think they don't sell them in England. What do you guys eat in England? How do you not have ice cream sandwiches? How is that not a thing? Hey, Dimitar! You want me to show you the Sculpt off thing? Do you guys want that? You know, if more people want that, then I'll show it. It's like... Oh, there's so many things that are like unfinished about it though. Oh my god. Like looking at the actual final, like I see so many things. Like I missed a material on one of the strings, and I was like, oh god, and some of the strings are like intersecting with each other. So it's like at like Mach 10, like putting down these strings. Yes. Okay. What about the Toffee Crunch ice cream bars for the trucks? Dude, yes. 100%. My favorite chocolate is Score bars. Like, can't go wrong with that toffee, like, crunchy thing. Okay, alright. I will get you. Oh, I don't have the materials loaded up in this version. There we go. There, that's the sculpt of it. Here, this is... This is what I'm talking about. There's like intersections and stuff. I'm like, ugh. The nails are like going inside. The back is just like, don't worry about anything. Actually, I can give you guys, let me like open the project. I think that would have the materials. Otherwise I'll have to like, there we go. There's the actual project. How long did it take to sculpt that, and how much time was allotted? So we had 3 hours total to get it all done, rendered, and posted online. You can actually see my stream on my channel. I did it within the 3 hours. I posted it before the 3 hours because I didn't want the anxiety of like posting it in the last like couple of minutes, like the last like 2 minutes. So it's like, just whatever. But I should have just taken the extra time to notice that like Dude, the materials. It's material trigger. Oh man. But yeah, that's like I was too anxious, but that's what I did, and I got second place, and I'm so extremely happy that I got to compete, at least compete, because like every year that I watched the actually Mr. J Fields in the chat was a winner one year. No? Yes, I'm pretty sure you were. I'm pretty sure you were champion amongst us. But yeah, I was just way too anxious. I can't even imagine doing it, like, on set. I'd probably have a heart attack. I don't know. I don't even know. Yeah. The thing... I spent, I think, too much time putting, like, stuff on the inside here. There's a lot of this, like, you can't even see, but there's a functioning pipe system. And random gears because steampunk. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Okay, let's see. Let's get back up. Oops. Yeah. A sensei! No. Oh yeah, I'd love to do it again. I feel really like if the prize is though, like I don't know. Well, actually next year I feel like because it's like more people know now that it's like widely open, if they were to do it online next year, even more people would compete. So yes, I probably would, just because it would be even more fun. The brief for the sculpt off, just steampunk, or it was literally just steampunk, and then they outlined like what steampunk was, so like the Victorian era or the French Revolution, but then like they had it like they had like a quick brief, but they only like announced it I think like a week before the actual contest, and I only had like the night of to think of what the heck I was gonna do. I was like so stressed. I don't know. It was pretty open-ended though. It was just like steampunk, do whatever. But you can only use ZBrush, no key shot or anything. That was the big stipulation. COVID over here? I mean, could be better. It really could, but take what you can get, I guess. I try not to think about it really. Bacon rapid. Oh, you would eat Spicer. Or why? this thing. Maybe... Welcome back, Angelus. Facing off against Wrath and Fury. Oh, I bet. That's super intense. Only got about 20 minutes left, so we'll try and wrap up here. Oops, sorry for bringing what up? Oh, yeah, whatever. I just try not to think about it, that's all. Where can we see the winners? On ZBrush Central. Let me see if I can get you the link. Probably have it somewhere. Wait, one sec. Here we go. Hey, Maple. Yeah, it was down. That's not surprising to me. Hey, Wilfred. Yeah, I usually go to Keyshop for rendering as well, so it was like, it was kind of like, oh, what am I gonna do with this? But the BPR filters were really useful for making stuff look good. Let me see if I could just... Oh, I have perspective on. Okay, my bad. I usually, when I'm doing silhouette stuff, I don't like having perspective on. Buggerinos. Where am I based out of? I'm in Montreal. Oh yeah, sorry, beat you to, yeah, I had the link. I just have too many tabs open on my other screen. Oh, I loved the Sculpt off. I would hands down do it again. Hands down. I would feel bad if I got like placed again, like in the top 5 though. If one of those if I did, I would feel bad, like if the prize wasn't something that I could use, because then I'd have to, like, you know what I mean? Like that's the only thing that I'm like, it's deterring me. But at the same time, it's like so fun that I want to, like, just for the fun of it. Your poutine place closed in LA? Oh, dude, they're like rampant up here. I mean, you probably have been, right? It's everywhere. How's the poutine down in LA? Do they use actual cheese curds? Do they know how to do it? Do they know? Bobby Chu wants you to move there. Do it! We have a prize sponsor. If you win, the prize goes to that's not like, if I mean, like, okay, so if they announce, I mean, yeah, okay, I'm being ridiculous, because like if by chance I were to be lucky enough to get like a prize again, I would just give it away if I didn't beat it. I'm just being ridiculous. The prize goes to you. Yes. You're welcome. Congratulations. You win the future potential prize. No, I feel like there's gonna be like a whole bunch of really good people competing next year if it's open to the public, because now it's more people know about it. So I feel like it would be even more fun. Not that this year wasn't fun, I'm not trying to get at that. I'm saying that, like, the more people, the merrier. The stakes are higher. You're down to judge, but you might not compete again. Well, like, I feel like you should, because it would be fun. If it's like, if it's public and then you're in your own home. Or would that not be fun, right? I want to get my butt kicked by you. I want to get my butt kicked by a lot of pros. More people join. More. It's like not even announced yet as like a thing. And I'm like, please join. I would feel honored to get my butt kicked by the pros. So please join. Oh yeah, it's probably it's 1,000 times more comfortable than using somebody else's. You can have as many drinks near it as you want. Here at the gnoming campus, you're not allowed to have any liquids. No liquids allowed. Which makes sense. If no liquids allowed, then how are you supposed to caffeinate? It just doesn't make sense to me. Actually, I was running off of water during the contest, so then how, like, if you can't even have water though, I would have died. Ooh. To see it down. Or it's a little closer. Too many like parallels happening. I would dehydrate though. Oh man. Just dehydrate the water and eat it. Perfect. Good job. Great. Fantastic. Thanks, Dragon. Creepy beautiful is what I like. I like that. I like creepy beautiful. No, this is just a sketch. Actually, I think I'll just do this. I mean, legitimately though, like, Mona Lisa wasn't meant to be some, like, masterpiece. It's actually funny that it's become so, so revered. Everybody being like, yo, is she smiling or is she not? What did he intend to do? It's like, looking a little deep in there. And looking for something that ain't really there. But the fact that it is just so, it's got such a history to it, makes it is, right? The eyes? This... I'll give it a... We're definitely not gonna rig this. No, absolutely not. If I were gonna rig anything to do with this, I would give it more space in terms of like the arm things. I'd give it extra joints and stuff. But like I'm literally just sketching right now. I don't care about functionality. Rig is a dirty word. We should probably not say that. Like cussing. Well, you don't think about rigging something like this. That's not the point. It's also not in what you would call a T-pose. We're sketching. You don't rig these. We don't do that. No. No. I absolutely will not put red wax on it. No, you can't pay me for it. You absolutely will, creepy critter. Absolutely will. Just keep doing it every day. Do a little bit, even 30 minutes every day. You're gonna get there. You're gonna get even further. The whole chat is saying that cursed devil word. Beat the devil, the red devil out of it. Bob Ross, blah 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 blah. I hate red wax. Cursed. Okay, I'm good for now. I think we're gonna call it. I'm gonna save this. This is the right folder. Yes, yes. Banned. Yeah, please ban me. Get me out of here. All right, but. Ding. There we go. All right. Food time. Yes. Yes. All right, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. As you know, the ZBrush Summit was on in the last 4 days. So if you missed it, you should definitely check out the Pixologic channel on YouTube. The whole summit. With all the presentations and everything, it's all recorded there, so definitely check that out if you haven't, and give Pixologic a follow on whatever platform you're looking at this from, watching this from, because there are a whole bunch of other artists that stream on this channel, like as volunteer artists, and we just show our process in what we do. Some people don't sketch like I do, some people do like the whole process. You know, some people do what I do, which is just have fun and sketch a bunch of random whatever, and this. So you'll find your cup of tea, I'm sure, through the giant list of artists that stream here. Yeah, I'll see you guys next week for some more sketch times. Hopefully good vibes. I hope you guys stay safe and healthy and happy. There we go. That's it. And thanks for all the love too for the Sculpt off thing. I really appreciate all of the congratulations and everything. Like, it's so much, and I love you all for all of it. So anyways, have a great night. Thank you guys so much for hanging out.